Sub-inspector is a rank used extensively in the Indian police, Pakistani police and Sri Lankan police, which is primarily based on the British model. It was formerly used in most British colonial police forces and in certain British police forces as well. The rank usually was in charge of a police substation or assisted an inspector. United Kingdom. The rank of sub-inspector was introduced into the Metropolitan Police in the late 19th century. It did not last long, being effectively replaced by station sergeant in 1890. Officers who already held the rank retained it, and were promoted to inspector as soon as a vacancy arose. Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Sub-inspector was introduced into the RCMP from 1942 to 1960 with the insignia of 1 star, similar to an Army second lieutenant. British South Africa Police. The rank of sub-inspector was replaced after the Rhodesian Unilateral Declaration of Independence with 3 grades of patrol officer, senior patrol officer and section officer with 1, 2, and 3 gold-colored bars respectively. India. A sub-inspector is generally in command of few police personnel. He is the lowest-ranked officer who under Indian police rules and regulations can file a charge sheet in court, and is usually the first investigating officer. Officers subordinate to him cannot file charge sheets, but can only investigate cases on his behalf. He can be the station house officer in some of the states like Kerala. A sub-inspector ranks above an assistant sub-inspector of police and below an inspector. Most sub-inspectors are directly recruited into the police and have better educational qualifications than lower-ranking police officers. In busy police stations there are also additional sub-inspectors, who are generally officers who have come up through the ranks. In this case, the directly recruited sub-inspector in charge is referred to as the principal sub-inspector. Specialized units such as the Central Armed Reserve Police Force, State Armed Reserve Police and armed battalions use the same rank, but generally these officers do not have any investigative powers. There are also specialist non-investigative officers in other Indian law enforcement agencies, such as sub-inspector and sub-inspector. The rank insignia for a sub-inspector is 2 stars, and a red and blue striped ribbon at the outer end of the shoulder straps. This is similar to the insignia of a sub-editor in the Indian Army. The assistant sub-inspector will have 1 star, and a red and blue striped ribbon at the outer end of the shoulder straps. This is similar to the insignia of a NAIB sub-editor in the Indian Army. The rank insignia for principal sub-inspector and additional sub-inspector are one and the same. Sri Lanka. In the Sri Lanka Police Service, Sub-Inspector of Police is the lowest rank of officers. The rank is above the rank of Police Sergeant Major and below an inspector. Generally an SI would be the officer in charge of a small police station, a detachment of police personnel, a deputy OIC of a larger police station in a metropolitan area. Most sub-inspectors are directly recruited into the police service as probationary sub-inspectors for 1 year's training. The basic educational entry requirement is that an applicant has passed the GCE Advanced Level examination. Annually certain number other officers who have come up through the ranks are promoted to rank of SI. The rank insignia for a sub-inspector is 1 star. Romania. In the Romanian police, sub-inspector is the lowest commissioned rank, below inspector, and corresponds to the former rank of police second lieutenant. Other police forces: Royal Hong Kong Police, Palestine Police, Mossos Esquadra.